the times I have spent with ghosts was such a devastating event. Hey, how you doing, guys? In this video again, also I am going to talk about especially the occult religions, and I have just mentioned that I have spent time with ghosts, and the experience was such a devastating experience to my soul and to my inner child, and the purest form of creation of God is the soul. Yeah, basically I'm going to tell you guys, give you guys some account of what had happened in my family and an extended family, and still I am partly I have a hard time letting this out, and partly because I am, as of now, I am 28 years of age. A part of me, part of myself, I am ashamed to speak of certain matters. I mean, not only certain matters, but when I make up my mind to just press this record button, even though I know very well my audience is not that huge. I know I only have like 170 subscribers, and I don't reach that many people in terms of my audience, but still I feel really self-conscious, and as I think of it, I think this also is certainly because of the fundamental atmosphere. I don't know if that's the right word. Just a fundamental way how my parents, my family, and even extended family, the whole extended family, that is, I am referring to my father's side, extended family, cousins, extended family on my father's side, the whole atmosphere, it was all Seventh-day Adventist. And to long story short, it is I think I can put it best this way. One's emotions, a person's emotions, was very often had to be corrected or edited, I would say. Yeah, contrary to what a lot of psychologists say. The psychologists say that have a very sound background. So yeah, just very natural human experiences. Like I could raise my voice, like literally I could raise my voice to a certain extent, and I feel, even now I feel very frustrated. I feel very like overwhelmed. I feel very overwhelmed letting this out and speaking on this matter, really. Like just very natural human behaviors and very natural human human emotional experiences were condemned in my family and in my extended family's atmosphere. It was really suppressed. It was really repressed and suppressed. And almost every time I, or maybe my younger brother, almost every time, if either, when either of us had to raise our voice, whatever the reason may be, if we were ever to raise our voice, or if we were ever to express something even similar to being angry or getting mad, upset, we would pretty much automatically and immediately be associated with the devil, and we would pretty much be yeah, called just evil, like good and evil stuff. I tell you guys now that I fucking hate the way that my parents had to deal with me and my brother's emotional outlets. I never felt that I ever had emotional outlets. Yeah. Although, like, financially speaking, we were never too lacking. Especially my father. My father is the youngest of four children, and he is the most successful. He's the most financially successful of the four brother and sisters, four siblings. And well, that's not what matters, and that's not what I was really speaking on. Anyways, yeah, that I have put it this way. I have put it in the very beginning of this video. I have said that the times that I have spent with ghosts was such a devastating thing, and I will elaborate on this right now. Well, I have two aunts, well, three in total, but today I'm only speaking on my extended family on my father's side, and one of them, well, I am so sick and tired of this. Well, but still I am going to finish my sentence, and still I'm going to say what I'm about to say, so that it can be some sort of healthy outlet for myself. And as I have observed in my latest video, well, not the latest, but the one that I titled the narcissistic house family abuse one, as I have observed in that video, I have observed that many of you guys have commented and gave me words of encouragement. Thank you for those kind words, and I forget what I was speaking about. Yeah, so yeah, I hope that this is going to be a healthy outlet for myself, and some sort of help for you guys watching. Okay, back to what I was talking about. Yeah, one of my aunts on my father's side, she is also a wife of a minister, and I recall 7 or 8 years back, it must have been like 2016 or 2017, we had a family gathering. It was rather it was a family travel overseas. I am South Korean, and I recall it was either Taiwan or Japan, and uh, almost 20 individuals. That is myself included and my extended family on my father's side. We went sightseeing in let's say it really was Japan, right? And we went to see a monkey's circus, and this particular aunt that I am talking about, she was crying. She was shedding tears, literally. One of us, I do not remember exactly. One of us, I probably it was one of us children, I guess. One of us asked her, why are you crying, Auntie? And she told us, just look, how poor those monkeys are when they are to be trained so hard by the trainers, whatever, the the monkey trainers of the circus team. Well, yeah, that that is understandable. Mm, that that might make sense. Well, that may be a natural human emotion too, but please bear with me. This is one incident, and this is I will help you guys connect the dots as to why in the beginning of this video I said the times that I have spent with ghosts was so emotionally devastating. Well, again, I am being repetitive, but that auntie is a wife of a minister, wife of a pastor, and just very recently, like 1.5 months ago, that is 6 or 7 weeks ago, one of the churchgoers of the very church that the aunt husband is pastoring, one of the churchgoers had committed suicide, and my mother had found that out. My mother had found that out, and my mother called that same aunt and even went to her place. My mother went to the aunt's place, and my mother said, "Are you all right? Are you feeling all right?" And this is a strange part. My aunt sort of got mad at my mother and said the following: "Hey, this is why being a minister's wife is so very hard." Well, I have not seen the incident firsthand, so to be fair, I could be biased. But I got the impression, and as I hear this same story from my mother, who saw it firsthand, who did see it firsthand. My mother told me, even as a pathological narcissist herself, that is my mother. She told me, my mother told me that it felt like something off. It felt really odd. And my mother told me that after that brief moment, she never brought up the same subject again. She never brought up the story about the churchgoer that had committed suicide. I reckon that to my aunt, her own reputation was probably what mattered more than the dead man. And I had a mental breakdown. I am having mental breakdown almost every day these days. Well, it's my family. It's my own family, and it's my own extended family, and it's my bloodline. Why would I ever want to think of any member of him as abnormal or pathological people or pathetic people? Why would I ever want to think that way? But I just find I just seem to never I just nowadays I just seem to never be able to stop discovering those plain facts, plain truths that almost all of my extended family members are not just emotionally damaged. I would go as far as to say most of them are sociopaths, and I was very much confused even about my own reaction to these little episodes or these little stories. So I wanted to make sure, and I have texted one of my close friends, and I asked him for his opinion. What do you think about these things? And he told me, a friend of mine told me that he felt like he was watching one of the horror movies. So I am very tired of seeing religious people, I would say occult religious people. I would even say although all the Presbyterian and even all the so-called mainstream denominations of systematic churches, I just intuitively feel like all those organizations, they just make people unhumane, and they just make people into ghosts, just like Yeshua said when he was in the flesh. He said those people, the Pharisees or the fake religious people, evangelizes one person and make that person twofold more of a child of hell. Well, I feel really sorry even for myself and you, the viewer, for speaking on matters that are not really pleasant to hear about. But I feel like I have no other way. I feel like I have no other way to expose. I even feel like this is my God-given purpose. I even feel like that is why I am born in this family and in this bloodline. I have seen just too much paradox, and I feel like I've seen just too much deception, and it's breaking down on me, and these days I very often feel like throwing up, literally vomiting, right? These days I very often feel like I want to vomit, I want to throw up, and I I remind myself of certain Bible verses, especially many from the book of Isaiah. I think it was Isaiah chapter 66, the last chapter of Isaiah. It reads that if any man, like all men on earth, if any man was to offer God burnt offerings, 1,000 burnt offerings and 10,000 burnt offerings, and if the same man's heart is not right with God, those thousands and millions of offerings are equivalent of breaking a dog's neck. Isn't that shocking? And I will give you another Bible verse from, this one is from the New Testament. It is Matthew chapter 11. I recall it is Matthew chapter 11, verses 16 through 17. It reads, it is words from Yeshua himself, and it reads, what should I liken this generation to? And Yeshua said, and God said, it is like children playing in the marketplace and saying to each other, I have played the flute, and ye have not danced to it, and I have mourned, and you have not hit your chests. I just feel like that's all I see in this world, especially in religious people. They are just unsensitive as hell. They are just dead bodies. Their souls are already dead, and I am quoting Scott Peck, one of the great authors of mental health and psychology. I am quoting Scott Peck, and he said, these people, these fake religious people whose souls are dead, they don't even have to go to hell. They are living in hell by not regarding every single soul as they ought to be treated, as souls. It's not even a complicated thing. It's not even very hard and difficult things to achieve that God really requires of us human beings. But our minds, that is most of the modern people's minds, are so distorted that we are so used to following Satan's ways, and we are so used to refusing God's ways. Isn't that shocking? Anyways, guys, thank you for bearing with me and listening to my my little accounts of what I have seen and what I have observed. As just a man, I am born in 1995. I am a human being. I am made. I am not a puppet, or I am not a dead body. And if you know, you will know what I'm speaking about. If you are not a dead body, if you are not a puppet, if you are not an NPC, as some say, if you are not, I am being repetitive, but please listen to me. If now you are not a puppet, if you are not a dead body, if you are not an NPC, as some say, your life on earth will be very hard, very much like mine. Like I don't want to be like, I don't want to brag or anything. I don't even think this is something to really brag about or anything. It's really a life of pain, because I would say more than 99% of the all population, they really are dead bodies. In God's eyes, they are dead bodies. They are puppets. All that makes them feel satisfied or makes them feel content is probably food. I'm not looking down on the basic needs of human beings. I'm not doing that. Of course we need food, and of course we need even tasty food. Sometimes maybe even junk food, even though they're bad, but you will know if you know, like, we as human beings, we need God's words, and we need our souls to be replenished every single day. And what really makes me sad every day is that the religious people, they seem like they just their bodies are present at those buildings that they claim to be the temple of God. And I only feel that the second coming of God is very near. That is almost all that I can say. That probably explains why so many people in this earth, they seem dead in their souls. We have to spread the gospel. Bye guys. My name is Chanyok. And God bless. Thank you guys. I love you. Peace.